Hey there, and welcome to the A.D.K Rock and Metal channel. I am Dave Does, one of your hosts, and joining me are our other two hosts. We have Andy Edwards from Nomadic and Kirk Houghton from the Scream Blast Repeat site. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. We're back doing more videos, local videos today. Yeah, underground band videos. Here's Andy going, yeah, shit, it's one of my band. It's your band. We're Nomadic Rain
One
here.
of my bands, yeah, I wish. Yeah, my band, yeah.
Your band. So we're going
My
to be checking
band.
out your new music video, Silent Revolt. Haven't seen it. Is it actually officially out yet?
No, we're coinciding it with our Metal to Massive Kitchen Heat performance on, I think it's the 28th of April, tail end of April anyway.
Well,
So
5 weeks
we'll be
earlier,
throwing
man.
this out when it officially goes out. So we're getting a head start on this one. So and has this song been played at any of the gigs we've been to, or is this a new thing that we've never
It's
heard before?
it's our probably our oldest one in the set, in as much as it was it did have life in another incarnation of the band, and it was called Lucifer. But so it's basically the same music as the track we played in our previous lineup called Lucifer. New lyrics, new title, Silent Revolt.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to
So
check it out.
you will reckon you might recognise it.
Hopefully recognize the riffs.
Yeah.
So this is this is going to be followed under our bands that deserve your love, or do they? Question mark series.
Really?
And so what we're going to do is this is where we play the video from start to finish, no pausing, no talking in between, and then we're going to discuss it all at the end. As this is Andy's band, Nomadic Rain, he gets to talk last about it. So me and Kirk are getting over our viewpoints and then throw it over to Andy with some questions that we may have. So let's check out Nomadic Rain and Silent Revolt. Okay, and we're back. Right, where do we start with this one?
Be kind.
This is where Andy's like, what the fuck are they gonna
It's not
say?
our job to be kind. It's our job to give
I
an
know.
appraisal of
I
the song
know.
and video.
Come on, Kirk. Right,
Anyway,
you can kick this one off.
yeah, do you know, I've made notes on this because, first of all, really enjoyed the video and I'll explain why. But I do have some questions for you, Andy, as well. I'll start with the music. Standout performer is Damien, the vocalist. Gruff vocals, excellent enunciation. For example, there was a sentence in there that was so clear. A lot of perspicuity. He said, "The repercussions of your actions, they will not go unheard." And considering that he's growling those words as well, it's very difficult to enunciate when you're doing that kind of husky voice. So he's like a cross between Nick Holmes from Paradise Lost, the early material, and a grunge singer, and it works so well. So in terms of the standout musical moments for me, there's an impressive change of tempo at 1 minute and 30 songs. And Andrew Bisgrove doesn't see the need to introduce that with a drum fill. I'm going to say this because it'll annoy Andy. That is classic Celtic Frost. If you listen to Morbid Tales or to Megatherion, they are the band that, honestly, I can't think of another band before them who really pioneered that. They're not great musicians in Celtic Frost. I certainly weren't in the early 80s, and they were pioneering things unintentionally. That was one of them. Do you know, can I just ask a question at this point musically, around the 2 minute mark, you get a almost like an overlap of vocals. I'm guessing you've used Pro Tools there because there's not even a split second between Damien finishing the verse and then when it comes in. Was that a case of, you've gone in, clicked the mouse, and you've had to edit some of that out because there's no way to be able to do that live?
From what I remember, we recorded at the practice rooms in Stevenage, and he just done 2 takes, start to finish of the song. Now, what Andy Plowman, our engineer, producer, whatever you want to call him, did behind the scenes, I don't really know.
It will have been drop-in best takes. So, yeah, I'd have assumed that he would have gone through those 2 takes and worked out one fading in, one fading out, so you can get the clearest line. Most likely.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one thing. It didn't in any way spoil the experience, but we're doing a bit of a forensic analysis here, aren't we? I could imagine this being on
I wasn't going to get that
An
far
Ozzy
into it
Osbourne
myself.
album, Ozzy Osbourne album from the mid to late 90s, or whatever record he did after No More Tears. Sounds similar to this. And I think we mentioned him, Andrew Bisgrove, from 4 minutes 20 to 5 minutes. He does use those spaces that you get with doom metal, and he's going absolutely berserk on the drum fills, which is great. If you're the sticksman of the band, you can really show off what you're capable of. I thought he does that. And when I say show off, I don't mean that there's anything arrogant there. It's just him demonstrating what his ability is. And then finally, I would say, there's a slowdown at the end to the slowest moment in the song, which really is your morbid doom metal. I really enjoyed that at the 5 minute mark. Good modulation there from the songwriters. Are you playing in is it drop B tuning, Andy, that you're using for this song?
That's right. Absolutely
Yeah,
spot on. Yeah.
excellent. I've got some questions about the video, but Dave, do
No,
you want
carry on,
to
carry on. Ask your video.
join? Sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, just some observations. So it starts with a mushroom cloud. I imagine you can use stock footage to get that. And then it fades into a field where there's these 5 solemn candles. Is that footage that you guys have filmed and then incorporated into the stock footage?
Yeah, it's a mix of both. The candles being one scene, a lot of the sort of metal fencing and bricks.
Railway arches and
Yeah, that was an abandoned brickworks near Bedford. We also went to a woodland somewhere on the side of the main road between 2 of our locations. That's where the candles were. There's a couple of other churches we went to, and also the water tower, sort of probably sort of between 1 and 2 minutes. I actually just took that I took that myself. It's a landmark that I pass often on my routes as a delivery driver, and I thought, I love all these kind of abandoned sort of structures, and I just sort of took a few photographs and sort of walked around and captured a few seconds, and Harry very kindly cut it into the video, which I was very pleased about.
Yeah, done a good job. One of
Yeah,
the
there's a mix of sort of footage that he captured on various location shoots around Hertfordshire and Bedfordshire with some stock footage as well. Yeah.
one other thing that stands out for me when I think at the end the lyrics are talking about humanity's hubris. We think we can control our environment, enrich ourselves through science and industry and knowledge. And I'm not just talking about environmental despoliation. We can get ahead of ourselves, and you use some like 1930s avant-garde shots, probably from old Soviet films where you've got two eyes showing at the moment when Damien's talking about that. So that really stood out for me. Just one more question before I hand it over to Dave. Then, what is the Silent Revolt? What is this song about?
You say about the enunciation of Damien's lyrics. This is the only track that I can from practice room, from when we practice and when we play live, that I can sort of gather, the lyrics. So from that, I've sort of deduced it's about sort of society uprising, the working man rebelling. That's kind of the theme of the song. We won't be put down. We will rise up. You've got to do what the government's got to do what it can to please the masses, as it were. I think that's the vibe of the track. But obviously, Damien will be able to fill that out, a little bit for more than I would.
No, that makes sense.
Cheers, Kirk. Appreciate that.
Okay.
Here we go. Where's that leave? But there it is. Leave meeting.
No, right. Let's start with the video. Yeah, good use of the video for the sort of style of music you're doing there. And it kind of makes sense. It actually reminded me of like the 1960s, 1970s film school. Like the art students, Jim Morrison, who starts then speaking over it, going, "And the waves and the war comes crashing down," and doing really like weird off the wall kind of thing. It made me feel like if you hadn't got the music and you were just watching this could have been a spoken over anti-war film, and you're like,
Oh,
okay, this is a bit off the wall, a bit nuts. And then I was going, that's stock footage, that's your footage, that's stock footage, that's your footage. And I was like, yeah, okay, I can see where you're going with it. And trying to work out what the concept of the story was that you were trying to take you on. So I kind of got it, and it works quite pretty well. I'm going to say my classic saying. There's a good 3 minute song in that.
you know what? I was listening to that, and there is. I could see we could make a video edit out of that.
There is a natural point where, yes, you've got this different section at the end where you've got this slowed down Doom section. That almost to me felt like it could have been a different song at that point. It's cool, but I felt at the 4 minute 15 seconds where he does that final like roar, he does that roar of the end of that thing, that could have almost faded out at that point. That could have been the end of the song, and it felt right because about 30-40 seconds before that I was like, oh fucking hell, we're going around again, aren't we? I was like,
Yeah.
please. And that's when I looked at the clock. I was like, there's 2.5 more minutes of this. How many more times can we go through the same verse and the same chorus? I'm like, there's got to be some transitional change here. Now, luckily you did. You went off into another bit, but it's still more Doom. And I was like, okay, where's it going to go? It's not going to go anywhere specifically, like suddenly off the wall. It's not going to suddenly become prog or something like that. We know it's going to be Doom. So, um, Damien's vocals, I like the energy he put into it. I just wish he'd do it on stage. In my honest answer, I'm going to feed that back now. Having seen videos, having watched, I could hear the passion. I can hear the clarity of the voice, and he was really portraying that vocal that you can hear it. But when I've seen him live, it's like I'm like, sorry, what, mate? What's that? Speak up a bit. You gotta talk a bit loud. You gotta sing loud and command that stage. I almost got like the element of when he was like projecting in this song when he was doing that scream at the end. I was like, he's got those like inflections like Ronnie James Dio would do, like the real theatrical telling a story. So this guy is doing this storytelling, which is brilliant. That's what I want to see. But I'd be really, if I'd never seen you live and I've heard this and gone, fuck, I can't wait to go watch this and see them live, and then I don't get that. I get mutterings into a microphone. I'm not going to be happy. I've got to see that projection. I've got to see that front man bit, and that's what I want to see
Yep.
him grow into. Because I was not expecting it. I was expecting to go, this is just weak vocals, but they're not, which is now putting more pressure on Damien because I'm like, so what you're telling me is you can do it.
Yeah.
So show me live. I want to, because I possibly wasn't going to be coming to your Metal to the Master Seat, but I'm now going to get a dog sitter to come to your Metal Master Seat and stand right in front of it and go, "Oi, do it!"
And the good thing is, you want to be able to master it in the studio first, anyway, don't you?
Yeah,
So he's already mastered it in the studio, which is
he
in the
knows
long
what
term more
he's doing.
important. But yeah, I know where you're coming
He
from, Dave.
proves that he can actually do the vocal delivery, so that's great. Now he's just got to get that confidence, be out the front. Uh, Everything else wise, riffs were cool. Enjoyed the song. For me, it just felt like it was just too long, but then that's not really aimed at me in that sense. I'm like 4 minutes would have been perfect for me as far as the length. But I did enjoy the riffs and I did enjoy the track and really enjoy what he did vocally. So yeah, good track for me.
Yeah, there's sort of three main riffs, and they're sort of introduced as the song goes on. And when the third one comes in on the sort of second passage, those three are repeated again before it goes to that sort of slow doom section at the end. Now, when we've played it instrumentally once before, I thought, yeah, this is dragging on a little bit. So there is certainly a
Yeah.
single
Whether or not you
edit
could
in
come from
there.
that scream straight into that slow doom section, maybe, and I don't know. But hey, it's your track. Do
Yeah,
we are?
thank you. No,
There
thank you
we
both.
go. That was Nomadic Rain and Silent Revolt. Now, if you enjoyed the video today, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the video sometime very soon. Take care.